Welcome back everybody to another video. Now today we are watching M&J TV. It's going to be a reaction video. We are reacting to top Pokemon's 50 creepiest Pokedex entries. If you want to see more Pokemon reaction videos, make sure you subscribe. Anyways, let's go.
Pokémon is a kid's game. I know most of you are old enough to vote, but hidden within the Pokedexes are some truly creepy and unsettling entries. I collected 50 of the creepiest, and the further into the video we go, the more unsettling they'll get. Ending with—
Dude, I wonder how a fun kids game can get to the scariest game of fuck.
the most disturbing of all. Bladeform Aegislash's shield entry says, once upon a time, a king with an Aegislash reigned over the land. His Pokemon eventually drained him of life, and his kingdom fell with him. Was the king—
Wait, what? Once upon a time, a king with an over his land of Pokemon eventually drained— oh my gosh, we're starting with this drained his life. I thought this was just a normal sword Pokemon. Wait. Leon has his Pokemon.
Eventually drained him of life, and his kingdom fell with him. Was the king cruel and the Aegislash did the world a service? Or was he benevolent and ended up slain by a Pokemon he considered a friend? A Pokemon unable to resist its murderous instincts. Runerigus' shield entry says, never touch its shadow-like body, or you'll be shown the horrific memories behind the picture carved into it. The picture on Runerigus' body is a dragon.
Okay, so this is what the picture looks like, but you get
dragon or snake, but its other dex entry mentions a curse.
Okay, this one's in sword. Powerful curse was woven into an ancient painting after absorbing the spirit of Yamask in the painting.
Curse woven into it, which I'm more curious about.
Why is it? I thought this was a home kids game. This is scary as fuck. God damn.
Was the painter cursed, or did they curse the painting? Why? What happened? There is a way to find out, but only a horrific one. Kadabra's Fire Red entry says, it happened one morning. A boy with extrasensory powers awoke in bed, transformed into Kadabra. The idea of just waking up one morning and
you wake up one
not being you anymore, instead being what is effectively an animal, it's pretty unsettling. And this
POV, you have these powers and you wake up, you're freaking a Pokemon Kadabra. Like, what?
This next entry is in a similar vein. Yamask's black entry says, each of them carries a mask that used to be its face when it was human. Sometimes they look at it and cry.
Okay. Here's my theory now.
Maybe the Kadabra—
Why did I get that pause phrase? Wait, what? Okay, so a bunch of Pokemon were humans? Humans. What? Yamask used to be a human, and that was the face it had.
Boy's mind was altered to make him believe that he was always a Pokemon, and maybe he's content as a result. But with Yamask, we know they remember their old lives. We know they mourned their human bodies.
So what, in the Pokemon world, if you die, you turn into a Pokemon or something?
And instead,
that kid didn't die and turned into Kadabra.
these people are doomed to spend an eternity as a little ghost Pokemon, carrying the face that was once theirs, but isn't anymore. Azelf's Legends Arceus entry says,
Legends Arceus, I was actually playing Legends Arceus like a couple minutes ago.
Dreaded being of willpower. Legends tell of this Pokemon manipulating the will of its adversaries and turning them into puppets of its own. The Lake Trio are often viewed—
What? Wait, I'm gonna actually check that out when I get Azelf in Legends Arceus.
As gifts to humanity, giving them emotion, knowledge, and willpower. But getting
emotion, knowledge, and willpower.
On the bad side of dreaded Azelf, and it using its control over willpower to turn you into just what is essentially a zombie? What a horrible fate that would be. Parasec's Legends Arceus entry says, mushroom-lacking
Wait, I have an alpha Pokemon of this in my team. Mushroom? Okay.
Specimens of this Pokemon lie unmoving in the forest, lending credence to the hypothesis that the large mushroom is in control of Parasec's actions. Parasec's lore of being controlled by the mushroom is nothing new, that's its whole design basis, but the idea of finding the discarded bug bodies scattered about the forest is a grim reminder that whenever you see this Pokemon, you see nothing but a husk. Mega Metagross's Ultra Sun entry says its intellect
Mega form
surpasses its previous level, resulting in battles so cruel they'll make you want to cover your eyes. For this video, I'm aiming.
Gosh, jeez. These things are gonna be so violent that freaking what's it called? That Pokemon will turn into the opposite of the kids' game. Nice pause phrase.
Aiming for dex entries that are more creepy and unsettling, kind of like ghost story vibes, as opposed to ones that are just like brutal or violent, talking about crushing bones or draining body fluids. If this video does well enough, maybe I'll make 50 most violent Pokedex entries.
Wait. How many likes? Okay, I also liked it. Okay, this video was made 3 months ago. I'm gonna look in his channel, see the most violent Pokedex entries. If there is, I will react to that. But anyways, back to the video.
Despite that though, this Mega Metagross entry still fits into this creepy focused video because of the ambiguity. It goes into no details about how the cruelty is exacted, leaving it up to our imaginations. Yeah. As shown by this painting.
Oh gosh. A dog. Is there anything in there? No. No. What was that? Oh, wait, no, that's just something on my monitor.
The uncertainty of the darkness can be far more terrifying than seeing what lurks within it. Victory Bell's red and blue entry says, said to live in huge colonies deep in jungles, although no one has ever returned from there. No one who has ever sought out—
Oh my gosh, that is terrifying. No one's ever returned there. Wait. What does the Pokemon look like? So, what if it ate it? And then, like, the human's, like, in the stomach or something.
Although no one has ever returned from there. No one who has ever sought out a Victory Bell colony has lived to tell the tale. This one is creepy enough on its own, but later on in the video, I'll show you another dex entry that makes this one even worse. Dusclops' Ruby entry says, Dusclops' body—
Alright, stay tuned to the video to see that creepy one. Dusclops, okay.
—is completely hollow. There is nothing at all inside. It is said that its body is like a black hole. This Pokemon will absorb anything into its body, but nothing will ever come back out. Dusclops—
Is that why? What's the guy in Pokemon Legends Arceus? How when you get a Dusclops for the Basket Legion thing to swim at? The reason why he's like the Dusclops, is that why he's scared of Dusclops?
This is already spooky, but when you think about how it's just a bandage-wrapped void, absorbing and ending creatures and people indiscriminately, gets even more sinister. Gigantamax Gengar's shield entry says, it lays traps, hoping to steal the lives of those it catches. If you stand in front of its mouth, you'll hear your loved ones' voices calling out to you. This is the first Gengar entry, and it will not—
Alright guys, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. My parents are annoying me, so I have to do something. Anyways, we are back. Yep.
Not be the last, but what a horrible fate. Losing your life, lured into the mouth of a Gigantamax Gengar, tricked into thinking that it has your loved ones captive? Or maybe it's not a trick at all. Gothatel's shield entry says, a criminal who was shown his fate by a god—
okay, what is Crimical? What the fuck am I saying? Criminal who was shown his fate, a Gothitelle went missing, that's... Wait, it's shown his fate. by a Gothitelle went missing that same day and was never seen again.
Gothitelle went missing that same day.
No, I'm just let him read the sentences because I don't want you guys hearing it 2 times in a row. You probably will get annoyed and won't watch this video.
And was never seen again. Other Gothitelle entries discuss how it sees its trainer's lifespan and weeps, but this is the only Dex entry where the person sees their fate and dies. But this is the only Dex entries discuss how it sees its trainer's.
Okay, I'll read the small ones that he doesn't read. When it sees the future from the moment of the stars, when it learns its trainer lifespan, it cries in sadness. Oh my gosh.
Lifespan and weeps, but this is the only Dex entry where the person sees their fate and dies that same day. Does seeing your demise cause it? Or, because he was a criminal, did Gothitelle show the man how Gothitelle itself would soon end him? Gorgeist average sizes sword entry says, eerie cries emanate from its body in the dead of night. The sounds are said to be the wails of spirits who are suffering in the afterlife. The pumpkin man.
Okay, if you were dumb like me and you don't know what an afterlife is, I'm pretty sure it's hell or the underworld or something.
May look goofy, but apparently it's a window to hell. Malamar's Y entry.
The window to hell. That's I like how he said that. Window to hell.
Entry says it lures its prey close with hypnotic motions, then wraps its tentacles around it before finishing it off with digestive fluids. I know this is just its hunting.
Oh my gosh, this is great. This is giving me like the goosebumps. Wow, this video is 23 minutes long, and we're only 6 minutes in.
Technique and maybe could fit into the most violent Dex entries instead, but just imagine it happening to you. Think about being hypnotized and walking straight to Malamar, forced to be ensnared and melted, helpless to fight back or even scream. Chandelure's shield entry says, in homes illuminated by Chandelure instead of lights, funerals were a constant occurrence, or so it said. People in that house probably died in a variety of horrible ways, all caused.
They probably died because of that Pokemon. Honestly, they probably died, or like the Pokemon burned the house or something. I don't know.
By Chandelure, watching from its perch, enjoying its consistent source of fuel.
Oh god.
Grandpa's Ultra Sun entry says, if a child it is made friends with is bullied, Grandpa will find the bully's house and burn it to the ground.
Oh. Ooh. Imagine you're bullying this kid and their only friend is like this kid has no friends and you're bullying him and his only friend is his Pokemon. And then this Pokemon hears about it because like the kid's telling him, so he decides to go to the house and burning it. You wake up to your house and burning the crisp, and you look out your window and you just see this Pokemon staring at you while you're burning.
While Grandpa may appear sweet, it's actually a monster. Because imagine you're the parent of a badly behaved child, and you wake up in the middle of the night to your house on fire, having no idea why. And you and the rest of your family burn to death as a result. Bullying is wrong, but this is too far. Sliggoo's Sun entry says it has trouble drawing a line between friends and food. It will calmly try to melt and eat, even those it gets along well with. Imagine you wake up one morning and you find that your roommate's Sliggoo has melted and eaten him. Or worse, imagine that you wake up halfway through your own Sliggoo doing the same to you.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
What a horrible way to die. Mistrevis's Ultra Sun entry says, what gives meaning to its life is surprising others. If you set your ear against the red orbs around its neck, you can hear shrieking. Most of Mistrevis's entries are lighthearted and talk about it playing.
Hold on, let me read this. It's like playing mischievous tricks such as screaming and wailing to startle people at night. That's in gold. Silver, it loves to bite and yank people's hair from behind without warning just to see their shocked reactions. And Crystal, it loves to watch people it scared. It frightens them by screaming loudly or appearing suddenly.
Tricks and causing mischief, but this one reveals something much more sinister. What's inside those beads? Is it another trick? Or is someone trapped in there? Behem.
It's probably, the orbs are probably the soul of someone, and it's on the Pokemon's neck.
Ultra Sun entry says, with its psychic powers, it rewrites its opponent's memories. You too may have already had your memories rewritten. Dex entries that talk directly to the player are always immediately unnerving, at least a bit, in my opinion, because it kind of breaks the fourth wall a bit, and they're pretty uncommon. But this one is exceptionally creepy, because it forces you to think about, what did you forget? What does Behem not want you to remember? Drifloon's
Oh my gosh, bro.
Sun entry says, stories go that it grabs the hands of small children and drags them away to the afterlife. It dislikes heavy children.
Oh my gosh. The fact that at the start he called it a kid's game, and then this Pokemon steals kids. Is it just me or is it you guys? It dislikes heavy children. That's actually kind of funny.
Any
I
Dex
get
entry that
joke.
discusses a Pokemon killing children is immediately pretty upsetting and is going to be kind of high on my list. Drifloon is infamous for this. However, this one is not higher on the list simply because it dislikes heavy children is kind of funny. Drifloon has another Dex entry later in this video, though.
He gets the joke. Like it, you get the joke, guys. This joke is so funny.
Which, to be honest, disturbs me a lot more. Duskull's Violet entry says, Duskull's victims suffer an intense chill as the Pokemon siphons their life force away, glaring at them with its bright red eye all the while. That's
The end of your life. The last thing you see is his red eye. Is the red eye.
single red eye. The last thing we'll ever see. Banette's Ruby entry says, Banette generates energy for laying strong curses by sticking pins into its own body. This Pokemon was originally a pitiful plush doll that was thrown away. Banette being a possessed doll is
that Pokemon being a possessed doll is creepy.
already creepy enough, but it's sticking pins into its own body. It's just, ugh. Palisand's
Dude, if you're emo, you need to get that Pokemon. Sticking pins into its own body. Isn't that Pokemon like emo or something for getting left out or whatever? I don't know.
Moon entry says, buried beneath the castle are masses of dried up bones from those whose vitality it has drained. This cute sand
What the fuck?
castle Pokemon drains life out of people and then stores their bones to be used as weapons later. It is all kinds of messed up. Shiinotic's Sun entry says, forests where Shiinotic live are treacherous to enter at night. People confused by its strange lights can never find their way home again. Fairy Pokemon are normally sweet and caring, but Shiinotic's confusion tactics literally end lives. Ghastly's Ultra Moon entry says, poisonous gas comprises 95% of its body. It's said that the remaining 5% is made up of the souls of those who died from the gas. Souls forced to inhabit what killed them and then likely kill more. What a terrible fate. Cacturn's Sapphire entry says, if a traveler is going through a desert in the thick of night, Cacturn will follow in a ragtag group. The Pokemon are biding their time, waiting for the traveler to tire and become incapable of moving. This would be a truly terrifying experience. You see the Cacturn behind you, look away, and you look back. The Cacturn are closer. Gengar's Moon entry says,
That is actually terrifying. No, that is just so terrifying. Like, yeah, you're in the desert and then you turn around and yeah.
it apparently wishes for a traveling companion. Since it was once human itself, it tries to create one by taking the lives of other humans. This one really upsets me. Not only does it reveal that Gengar is another former human, which is unnerving.
Yeah, look, it's how many? Okay, like Pokemon's hiding something. How many of those Pokemon are humans, and how many of them are actually just normal Pokemon? Like most of them are probably like humans, and like some of them are just actual Pokemon.
Enough on itself.
If you ever just think about that, most of these Pokemon that you love, like you could love like the smallest little creature to a Wooper until you realize that that Wooper is that used to be a human. You've been scarred for life, and the Wooper would never be your favorite Pokemon again.
But unlike Yamask, which just wander in sadness, Gengars are serial killers, futilely murdering people to do what? Create another body for itself? Create a child? Whatever it is.
Looks like Gengar's trying to be a human again.
It's horrible. Hatterene's Violet entry says, beware of forests that show no signs of living creatures within. You may have wandered into Hatterene's territory. Hatterene is so horrible that it has either killed or scared off every living creature in an entire forest. And if you find yourself there, you'll be next. Haunter's Fire Red entry says, if you get the feeling of being watched in darkness when nobody is around, Haunter is there. Everyone hates the feeling of thinking you're being watched and knowing nothing's there, but
yeah, I remember so many times when I was little and it was like at night time, and I always used to feel like somebody is here. Especially when you're home alone. Do you ever get that feeling when you're home alone when you feel like somebody is at your house? Like, it's just a weird tingle.
There is something there. It's Haunter. And as we'll see in a later entry, it has plans for you. Cophagrigus' Black entry says, it has been said that they swallow those who get too close and turn them into mummies. They like to eat gold nuggets. Allow me to read you some excerpts from the Smithsonian website that explain how ancient Egyptians mummified dead people. The first step in the process was the removal of all internal parts that might decay rapidly. The brain was removed by carefully inserting special hooked instruments up through the nostrils. The embalmers then removed the organs of the abdomen and chest through a cut usually made on the left side of the abdomen. The embalmers next removed all moisture from the body. Next, the wrapping began, and the mummy was complete. Now imagine Cophagrigus doing that to you while you're still alive. Blue flower.
Why you still alive? That just made it way terrible.
Florges' Scarlet entry says, though usually compassionate,
What did I just do?
Blue flower Florges'
Okay, remember, it's blue flower.
Scarlet entry says, though usually compassionate, Florges will hunt down anyone who vandalizes its flower garden, showing no mercy, even if they beg for their lives. As mentioned earlier, I tried to avoid having Dex entries in this video that just talk about the Pokemon being brutal or vicious, but with this one, I had to include it. Because they have the line, even if they beg for their lives.
Yeah, that just, when I heard that from him, ooh, that gave me the tickles.
That just makes Florges...
Did I say tickles? I meant tingles. That was something. There was a freaking bug on me. Oh my gosh.
So much more terrifying. Disguised form Mimikyu's Ultra Moon entry says, a gust of wind revealed what hides under this Pokemon's rag to a passing trainer, who went home and died painfully that very night. There's another Mimikyu entry that says a scientist saw its true form and died from shock, but this one spells out that someone just walking along the road happened to look at the wrong place at the wrong time and died painfully as a result. It's horrible. Dusknoir's shield.
Now I saw that meow thing where he dies in shock or whatever. I now want to see what's actually under there. How bad?
Field entry says, with the mouth on its belly, Dusknoir swallows its target whole. The soul is the only thing eaten. Dusknoir disgorges the body before departing. This is simply a horrifying image. It's one of the freakiest ways that a Pokemon can kill someone. Malamar's Scarlet entry says, its hypnotic powers are dangerously strong.
Oh, we got another Malamar one. Whoops.
Belly, Dusknoir swallows its target whole. The soul is the only thing eaten. Simply a horrifying image. It's one of the freakiest ways that a Pokemon can kill someone. Malamar's Scarlet entry says, its hypnotic powers are dangerously strong. Anyone who falls under Malamar's control loses their memories surrounding the event. I already covered the horrible way in which Malamar kills its prey, but this one is worse. Another entry says there's an endless number of people who utilize Malamar for their nefarious deeds. Someone with a Malamar could control you and make you do horrible and heinous things, maybe to people you love, and you would be none the wiser. Gorgeist's Y entry says it enwraps its prey with its hair-like
Oh, we got another one of these Pokemon. Forgot the name.
arms. It sings joyfully as it observes the suffering of its prey. Again,
Oh, I don't like about that. Why does it sing happily while killing somebody? Like, oh my gosh, bro.
this silly pumpkin is actually twisted. It sings joyfully as it watches suffering. It's messed up. Jellicent's Black entry says, the fate of the ships and crew that wander into Jellicent's habitat. All sunken, all lost, all vanished. Imagine
As soon as I walk into Jellicent's area, does it just sink instantly? Like, is that what happens? Not a cool pause phrase. Whatever.
you're a sailor on a ship sailing peacefully through the night, and you catch sight of a horde of ghostly specters in the water that end up dragging you and all of your crewmates and friends down to drown. Victory Bell's yellow entry says, lures prey with the sweet aroma
Oh, this is the creepy one of these. Okay.
of honey. Swallowed whole, the prey is melted in a day, bones and all. I told you I'd come back to it.
Oh my gosh. What the actual donk? Oh my melted bones, bro. That
People who go looking for these Victory Bell colonies, they end up melted. Lampent's shield entry says it lurks in cities pretending to be a lamp. Once it finds someone whose death is near, it will trail quietly after them. Few things sound more
what does it mean by death is near? Like if it's an old person that's like a couple years to dying, the lamp just decides to end its life now. I don't know.
terrifying than being followed by a lampent, because it means that your life is about to end. Gotharita's sword entry says, it's said that when stars shine in the night sky, this Pokemon will spirit away sleeping children. Some call it the Witch of Punishment. Other Gotharita entries discuss how it controls children.
According to many old tales, this creature, it creates friends for itself by controlling sleeping children on the starry nights.
To make friends for itself, which is upsetting enough. But this one says it spirits them away and gives it a terrifying nickname. Once Gotharita's playtime is over, what happens to the kids? Banette's Ultra Sun entry says, it's a stuffed toy that was thrown away and became possessed, ever searching for the one who threw it away so it can exact its revenge. Banette's already freaky enough, but it's searching for the one that threw it away? Imagine you're an adult and a doll that you pitched decades ago shows up to your door to try to kill you. Darkrai does not have a dex entry in this video, but I did consider it because it causing nightmares is pretty creepy. But then I found this Masharna dex entry and realized that Darkrai can't quite measure up. Masharna's sword entry says, when dark mists emanate from its body, don't get too near. If you do, your nightmares will become reality. Think about all the
Okay, that's even worse. Like, Darkrai can cause nightmares. So when you go to bed, you have nightmares. Oh, classic 5-year-old stuff. But this Pokemon causes nightmares in reality. You're just walking home and then you see this Pokemon, nightmares, realities. Someone dies. This a weird ass Pac-Man looking thing comes and tries and kills you, and you cannot wake up to those dreams. You are screwed if you have bad ones. That want to. You'd be screwed if you had nightmares that people wanted to kill you. You'd be screwed. Quite literally.
terrible nightmares you've had, from your teeth falling out to being chased by a monster to your loved ones dying? Masharna makes all of that real, and you can't wake up from those nightmares. We've now reached the top 10, what I believe to be the creepiest Pokedex entries in the
top 10.
entire franchise. Hypno's
Oh my god, top 10 scariest ones in the entire franchise. This is gonna get good.
Fire Red entry says it carries a pendulum-like device. There was once an incident in which it took away a child it hypnotized. This is a pretty infamous entry, and for good reason. Hypno, a creepy Pokemon already,
Starting off with that is pretty insane. Oh my gosh.
kidnapped a child. Its fate unknown. Phantump's Sun entry says, these Pokemon are stumps possessed by the spirits of children who died in the forest. Their cries sound like eerie screams. Dead children's
So what if we go back before any of that dead children was gone? Phantump wouldn't even be a thing. Wait, does that mean when Phantump evolves into whatever Pokemon it does to evolve, is that just saying that the kid is getting older and grows, but the soul's is growing instead?
stories will always be sad and creepy, but Phantump sounding like the shrieks of the dying child that it is makes it so much worse. Haunter's Yellow entry says, by licking,
Oh, we're back to Haunter. Okay.
it saps the victim's life. It causes shaking that won't stop until the victim's demise. As mentioned earlier, if you feel your
Oh my god, that's even creepier than the other Haunter one. Oh my god.
being watched, Haunter is there, stalking you, planning to, with just one lick, cause you a horrible, convulsing death. Duskull
I thought he was gonna say Haunter's here and he's getting ready to lick you. And I'd be like,
Scarlet entry says, in the dead of night, these Pokemon wander through towns in search of children, whose vital energy is a Duskull's favorite food. I picture a poor, innocent kid staring into Duskull's single red eye as they slowly die. Frostlass's Sun entry says, when it finds humans or Pokemon it likes, it freezes them and takes them to its chilly den, where they become decorations.
oh gosh. Imagine like a Pokemon or something. And then this Frostlass freezes you. And then you're just frozen solid as decoration.
Will never forget playing Pokemon Sun for the first time, entering Lucamine's sanctum, and being horrified by the frozen Pokemon she keeps there. Frostlass is doing this exact same
She probably has a Frostlass on her team and is getting the Frostlass
thing,
oh my god.
and it's creepy no matter who does it. Parasec's Crystal entry says, when nothing's left to extract from the bug, the mushrooms on its back leave spores on the bug's egg. I had never seen this entry before writing this video, and it honestly freaked me out. Like, of course I know about Parasec's lore and that Paras exists, it already has the mushrooms on it, but the way this presents it, the mushroom will never let them escape, even the next generation. It dooms the babies, and it's just really unsettling that this species is trapped forever. This next entry is the other Drifloon one, and I had never encountered it before writing this video, and maybe it's recency bias, but I think this one is far more disturbing than any other Drifloon entry. Drifloon's Moon entry says, if for some reason its
Oh, this is the top 4 one. Okay. Give me a second.
body bursts, its soul spills out with a screaming sound. I don't know what else. I don't know what to add
That's the top 4. I wonder what the top 3
here. It's
gonna
just,
be. Top 2 and top
ugh. Glalie Sapphire entry says, Glalie has the ability to freely control ice. For example, it can instantly freeze its foe solid. After immobilizing its foe in ice, this Pokemon enjoys eating it in leisurely fashion. Glalie's victims are frozen, but not explicitly killed. That means they could still be conscious while they're being eaten leisurely, forced to suffer for who knows how long. Gengar's son.
Okay, anyways, if you want to see this video without me pausing it constantly, go to MJTV. I'm actually going to subscribe to him because he's goated Pokemon YouTuber. And yeah, and it's called Pokemon's 50 Creepiest Pokedex Entries, and this is what he looks like. And it was also made 3 months ago if you want to go see it now. But yeah.
An entry says, should you feel yourself attacked by a sudden chill, it is evidence
Okay, this is top 2.
of an approaching Gengar. There is no escaping it. Give up. Remember
What, the Pokedex saying give up? Oh, nah. There's no way a Pokedex will just be like, oh yeah, this Pokedex entry, and there's like, oh yeah, Gengar is coming after you. Give up.
how I said that Dex entries that talk directly to the reader are pretty unnerving? It doesn't get freakier than this. The Pokedex is straight up telling people to give up and die. It is hard to imagine a Pokedex entry that's creepier than that. But there is one. Litwick's shield entry says, the younger
Oh, this is the one. The scariest Pokedex entry in all of Pokemon history.
the life this Pokemon absorbs, the brighter and eerier the flame on its head burns.
Oh gosh, a newborn child. This flame, if it was a newborn child, this flame would be burning to crisp. Oh, wow.
All the Dex entries where Pokemon kill
terrifying.
kids are disturbing, but none explicitly say that the younger the child is, the more the Pokemon likes it. Litwick is the creepiest.
Wait, the more the Pokemon likes it, does that mean the Litwick's the new Diddy or Drake? Like, is Litwick the new pedo?
Pokemon out there, and to be honest, most f***ed up. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out my video about all the crazy Dex entries.
Damn, that is just the most craziest. Okay, we might check out that video later, but like that's just disturbing. Anyways, guys, if you want to see more reaction videos, make sure you subscribe. Anyways, bye.